It's really a scene about nothing very much except a pleasant time out of doors.
Art historian Mary Tavener Holmes has been studying Nicolas Lancret's paintings for over 20 years. She says this painting depicts people at twilight, a meaningful time according to the French.
Probably right before the sun goes down, which in France is always the time when the best love is made, the best flirting is done. The French call it l'heure bleue.
You can see that there are a lot of different stories taking place in this painting. There's a foursome dancing, musicians playing, children gathering flowers, dogs running around, and everywhere couples are flirting. This idyllic painting of an outdoor festivity is called a fête galante and combines theatrical elements like costume with actual French social customs like courtship. Historians of art, music, and dance tell us what they think it all means. Let's begin by looking at the woman dressed in white who turns toward us with her delicate pointed foot.
And you can see that she is sort of meant to embody the dancer. She's all in white. She's virtually at the center of the painting, and she strikes a very demonstrative dancer pose, a pose common to anyone who's seen a female dancer, sort of a near curtsy pose.
But this woman's pose is completely inaccurate, because if these four figures were actually dancing together, she would be leaning in toward her partner, just as the two male figures lean toward one another. Art historian and dancer Sarah Cohen describes how these four figures would have danced.
It is a movement that might have been called a moulinet or a windmill movement. And in this kind of movement, the four people join hands across the couples. They would do this kind of wheeling motion. They would do figure eights around one another. The man and woman of one group would execute a figure eight around the man and woman of another group. There were all kinds of changes of position and various movements, and they were all intended to make people interact in various ways.
The figure located to the right of the dancer in white, almost exactly in the center of the painting, provides the music for the dancers and other romantic couples. He plays an instrument called a musette. Janice Mercurio, a historian who studies the relationship between music and painting, describes this instrument.
I find the musette incredibly evocative of nature, but also a very erotic instrument. You see the couple right beside the musette player has the gentleman groping for the woman's breast. And so this is nature untamed. And on the other hand, we have the dancers and the very elegant lady. This is nature tamed culture. So the musette is allowed to imitate both aspects of nature and culture.
By now, you've surely realized that this painting's all about flirtation and sexuality.
The main theme of fête galante painting in general is courtship, is the state of the human heart. It was a theme developed really to explore the states of the human heart. And to the early 18th century in France, there was no subject more interesting. And I think it's arguable that just remains so.